So, gentlemen, there's something in your life that kind of gives you a bit of fear. Well, maybe you just have a little bit of fear in general. And for us men, that's not very healthy. As someone who is looked up to in the man of the house to do all the roles a man does in the home, fear is something that is looked down upon, because a fearful man may fail to do his job well. So, gentlemen, my name is Kathan. I'm a man on a mission helping young men become more biblically masculine. Once again, sorry, I'm still a little bit sick, so I'm going to sound a bit like clogged, but you're just going to have to deal with that. And today is stop letting fear control your life. And I used to be quite a fearful kid. I've come a long way from that, thankfully, thank the Lord. But I used to also try and cover it up as much as possible, because I also had that just like that subconscious feeling, like I shouldn't really look like I'm fearful of anything. So I'd try and cover it up as much as possible. And first of all, gentlemen, is identify some of the fears you may have. Fear of pain, fear of, that could be physical pain or mental pain, fear of rejection, or fear of failure. So is it kind of linked to rejection? Or maybe not, no, not really. So, gentlemen, for fear of pain, what I want you to do is start weightlifting with the goal to build muscle, okay? And as a man, it's good to build some muscle. So you should be building muscle anyway. You're only going to benefit from it. So once you start this, you'll realize that there's a requirement of a certain pain level that you got to reach when you're training to in order to see results. Because if you just train constantly keeping comfortable, you're not going to grow. So what you want to do is chase almost that pain, and you'll get used to that pain. And especially for my life, I can say I've come from someone who also used to be a bit afraid of pain, and I was extremely small, skinny, self-conscious. And I've realized that over this period of training, chasing pain so much, I became fearless when it comes to pain. I don't fear a bit of physical pain anymore. Sometimes I even lean into it because I know I'll grow from it. So, gentlemen, start training hard, whether that's specifically bodybuilding, powerlifting, Muay Thai, anything, well, martial arts in general, as long as it involves pain. And trust me, there is quite a bit more pain in weightlifting than you realize. And I feel like I especially want to highlight weightlifting here, because once you reach pain, that's where you continue. You're almost doing your set trying to reach pain level. And once you reach it, then you know you're doing the right thing, and then you keep going until you fail. So having this habit of training to failure, it'll get rid of your fear of pain quite quickly. And the next one, gentlemen, is rejection. And I know you're probably not going to like this one, but if you fear rejection, whether that's with girls, or whether that's with friendships, or whether that's with, just what you say in group settings or whatever, I challenge you to go out and approach women. Bonus points if they're very attractive. I did this at one stage. It really helped me get out of my comfort zone, first of all. But second of all, and after doing it a good number of times, I didn't care if I got rejected, because There's plenty of people around, plenty of fish in the sea, as I say. I had a loss of fear of rejection because I didn't really care, because if I just approached them out of the blue and they were like all rejection-y, then I wouldn't have wasted so much time if I'd tried and been like super soft and like, really ease my way into it. Wouldn't have really just wasted my time. So, gentlemen, and another practice is to try and be completely honest, especially in group settings, about your opinion in certain things. Think, okay, I don't care what they think. Let me just say this. I made a video about being honest, and it actually does make people like you more in an interesting way that you don't see before you start being honest. Before you being honest, you kind of think, oh, people are going to shut me down. Sometimes people are going to shut you down, but if they do, they're bad people. So you don't want to be friends with them to begin with. And the next one is fear of failing. And for this, you want to lean into the potential of failing. And that is to try a lot of things. People who are afraid of failing are the kind of people who you see are stuck in their room all day doing the one thing that they're comfortable doing. And that is almost like a disability, being stuck in a comfort zone, as in like it's a cage. Your comfort zone is not a cage. Living in a comfort zone is really not going to get you anywhere, because it's not going to expand. If you go outside of your comfort zone, then your comfort zone is going to expand with that. And you go outside and it's going to expand, and keep expanding. If you stay in your comfort zone, it's not going to grow. So gentlemen, please try something new. Try a bunch of new things, whether that's in the business niche, or whether that's in a sport, or whether that's in a hobby, whether that's in a service, maybe you go volunteering for something. Gentlemen, get out of your comfort zone. It will help you so much. Yeah. And I guess to wrap up this video, to get over fear is to, as tough as it sounds, just to lean into and want to experience more of what fears you. I've recently had the goal of, because I like to bodyboard in my free time, and I had the goal of to try and bodyboard bigger waves, because I realized that I can do big waves, but sometimes bigger waves kind of scare me a bit, so I want to really push my limits. And then I've had a couple of days where it's been really big, but I was like, let's just full send it. Give it a go. Gentlemen, try things that make you uncomfortable. If you're scared of heights, go rock jumping. I used to be afraid of heights quite a while ago, and until I just ignored it. It's still every now and then, if I say if I go to the top of a really tall building and I'm on the edge and there's like little to no barrier and I'm looking over there, there's still a bit of I feel like that's kind of natural though. It's good because I don't want to die. But expose yourself to your fear. Be a man and experience those tough feelings and just get over it, because it's worth it in the end. I promise you. I used to be afraid of pain. I used to be afraid of heights. I used to be afraid of getting out of my comfort zone. I am no longer afraid of any of these things. And the last point, that's probably one of the most important and most impactful, is to have faith in the Lord. I do not fear death. And the reason I say this is because I know when I die, I'm going to be in heaven spending time with the Lord. And that is much better, spending time with the Lord in heaven, than it is being here. This is a cursed place. I do not fear death. So learn to put your trust in the Lord and realize that if you put your faith in Jesus, that you will go to heaven. And if you go to heaven, then you should realize there is no fear of dying, because if you die, you're just going to get to that perfect place sooner. And if you're not afraid of death, why should you be afraid of heights, big waves, rejection, pain? Like, why should you be fearing them? There is no reason to be fearing them. So gentlemen, I hope this helped you in some way. Go ahead and go crush your fears today. Go do something that gives you a bit of fear, and just do it. Just go head first. Just imagine you're taking on a scrum in a rugby match and go head first into it. And just kind of ignore the fact that you're fearful of it and just go straight into it. YouTube thinks you'll like this video. I do think so too. So if you think that'll impact you as much as this video impacted you, then go give it a watch. And thanks, gentlemen, for listening to this one. Remember to love God and live for God, because why else would you live? Peace.